Hey folks, it's CharlieInWesteros here. As such, the internet has been rife with debate as to who or which house is everyone's favorite. Is it the Lannisters? Is it the Tyrells? Maybe you're a Targaryen fan like yours truly here, or maybe you are also a
Stark fan. Hey guys, it's Phil from PhilsWorld and I'll be representing the Starks today and I'll be joining CharlieInWesteros in this incredible experiment.
Yeah, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be hitting the streets of Toronto to find out which house is everyone's favorite. Is it the Targaryens, or is it the Starks?
The Starks, hopefully.
Whoever wins this little contest and has the most supporters behind them will be declared the King of Westeros, and whoever loses, well, they're going to have to answer to a little dare, I guess.
Yeah, it's a competition. So you guys are watching CharlieInWesteros.
So let's go and find out who everyone's favorite house is.
Fuck the king.
Okay, so between the Starks and the Targaryens, which house would you pick to sit on the Iron Throne?
Definitely a Targaryen.
Yes!
Oh, come
Thank
on.
you, finally a Targaryen.
You're welcome.
Which is your favorite house, Targaryens or Starks?
Targaryens.
2 points for you.
That is
And
so
if you had to
bullshit.
see, a couple of questions, if you had to see anybody on the Iron Throne, who would it be?
Daenerys.
Yes!
Definitely.
Do you want to do
question we
the
have.
Mary Kiss Kill game? You got it.
Okay, I got Tyrion Lannister, Lysa Tully, and
Missandei.
well, I think I would marry Missandei and kiss Tyrion and kill Lysa Tully.
Starks?
Or Targaryens.
And obviously you know it's going to be Starks.
Which is your favorite house? How about that? It doesn't have to be either of these houses, it could be any house. Tyrells, really? Interesting.
I feel like they're the future.
So, with that in mind, who would you say is going to sit on the Iron Throne? Or who would you like to see sit on the Iron Throne?
Probably Jon Snow.
Jon Snow.
Jon
Interesting.
Snow,
Okay.
excellent. All
Great.
right.
Thanks so much.
Take care.
Take care.
Thank you.
Who's the more popular house, in your opinion, between the Starks and the Targaryens? Or at least, who do you like the best?
I'm rooting for House Stark, but Targaryens on season.
Okay, and my other question is, who would you like to see sit on the Iron Throne? Arya,
Oh,
really?
Wow, then.
So I got
Mira.
Mira Reed,
Okay.
Jorah Mormont, Lysa Tully. I'd kill Lysa Tully. Hands down. Mira Mormont because he's loyal,
That's true.
and Mira Reed I'd kiss.
Nice. Good choice. Okay, so we'll go with that then. How about that?
Varys?
Varys, the
Varys.
spider.
Wow.
Interesting. Anyone in the series, who would you like to see sit on the Iron Throne at the end of the day? Lannister.
Lannisters.
Daenerys Targaryen?
Daenerys. So you're the Targaryens, who would you root for?
Probably for the Targaryens.
Targaryens? Alrighty. Thanks so
Just
much.
because I got this wolf here. Winter's coming, right?
Okay, I have Mira Reed. I have Dario Naharis. And I have Liza Tully.
Lysa
Marry Dario Naharis,
Second person that's so far.
case Mira Reed, and kill Liza Tully.
First question we're going to ask is, who is your favorite house out of all the houses in the game?
My favorite is
House Targaryen, awesome.
That's 4 points for that guy.
Lannisters.
Lannisters, okay. Starks? Yes! That's right.
People said Stark, or people said Targaryen. Okay, my other question is for all of you is, who would you like to see sit on the Iron Throne when all is said and done? Daenerys. Cersei.
Cersei, wow.
Somebody's bloodthirsty.
Even though you like Starks, you would like to see Dany on the Iron Throne. That's fair. That's fair. That makes sense.
Yeah, which is your favorite house out of the Starks, Targaryens, or any other house in Game of Thrones? The Starks.
Yes!
All the houses in Game of Thrones, which is your favorite house?
well, I just said Tyrells, but Starks are like my second favorite. So
That would be
So I
another
guess
point for
more
me. Thank
Starks
you very
than
much.
Targaryen, right?
yeah, I'm not rooting for
Which is your favorite house?
Targaryens, that's hard. It's a hard question. I will say the
Targaryen.
Targaryens love it, yes.
Unfortunately.
And one last question, which is your favorite house?
I'm a Stark girl.
Yes! Thank you. That's great.
Out of all the houses in Game of Thrones, which is your favorite house?
The Greyjoys.
The Greyjoys. Really? Because out of any characters in Game of Thrones, who would you like to see sit on the Iron Throne and all is said and done?
When it's all said and done,
At the end of the day, who should sit on the Iron Throne? Who should rule?
probably Daenerys.
Daenerys.
No!
A bit, I don't like to take sides in that whole thing because it's a little partisan, I don't like to get involved in politics like that.
Of course,
sure.
But I do think that of all candidates,
Dany's
yeah,
Dany's pretty
Targaryen.
cool.
yeah, she's the one for me.
Okay. So if you had to give a point to either the Starks or Targaryens for our little battle here because we're trying to figure out which is the better house. Who would you give it to?
I do think that so for the Targaryens are having a bit more of like a marketing campaign. You know, they're doing a little better with that regard. You know, they're a little more popular.
I would think so.
Yeah, her storyline is doing a
slaves.
little better, but not. You know, the Starks are suffering, so nobody wants to see like a suffering person on the throne.
Where are the Starks anyway? Exactly.
Yeah.
So your votes would be cast in which direction then?
Targaryens.
Targaryens?
Targaryens.
That's all I need
it's
to
a
hear.
tie again.
And our last question / game is Marry, Kiss, Kill.
I got Littlefinger, Hodor.
So Hodor, Littlefinger, Catelyn Stark.
Yeah, all right. I definitely wouldn't want to kill Hodor because I'll probably end up dead if I tried to kill Hodor.
Might squash it.
Catelyn Stark, you know, reliable wife, so married.
Good
And Littlefinger, kind of, you know, not a great guy. Not a big fan of him, so kill.
Which is your favorite house?
Look at this man. Come on. It's definitely Starks.
I gotta go with the dragon egg.
No! That's another point for you. Okay.
Amazing, love it. And my other question is, out of all the characters in Game of Thrones, who would you like to see on the Iron Throne when all is said and done? Khaleesi.
So we got who? We got Catelyn Stark, we got Littlefinger, and we got
Jorah Mormont.
I don't even know what that is. Jordan.
Caitlyn Stark, because, you know, it's like the only female option here. Maybe I'll kiss Littlefinger. Jorah Mormont, that's who I'd kill.
Which is your most favorite? What is your favorite house in Game of Thrones?
I honestly always forget like I've watched every single episode of today, but I always forget there's like House Lannister,
Yeah.
House Baratheon,
Yeah.
there you go, and then who's the one that everyone hates? Well, no, everyone hates the Lannisters.
Except for Tyrion.
Arguably, well, yeah, except for Tyrion. I think that my favorite house is probably House Lannister.
Targaryen and
And
Stark.
Stark. Which
I didn't even know.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a dire wolf.
Nice is a
So
Targaryen and Stark.
dragons or
Yes.
direwolves?
Well, the Starks are the underwolves, right? So
I like that.
So I think you
Oh, I see that.
you heard it
Okay.
here first, folks.
Underwolves.
Catchphrases.
Copyrighted.
Game of Thrones.
Awesome. Okay, so I guess you'd be voting for the Starks in the game.
I'm more into the Starks than
More questions. So, out of all the characters in Game of Thrones, who would you like to see on the Iron Throne when all is said and done?
Sam.
Sam.
Yeah,
That's a pretty cool choice. That's an awesome choice.
Yeah, I just think it'd be a really chill king. It'd be like, but obviously
It'd be
he'd
so
have the
peaceful.
friar and like a couple people as like his advisors.
Yeah.
Like, cause I mean, really heavy-lies the throne, right? Like, the king can just be like somebody who's like chill and like has good judge of character.
One last question before you go.
Shoot.
We have this game called Marry, Kiss, Kill.
I got Samwell Tarly, Roose Bolton,
Shit.
and Arya Stark. Roose Bolton is Robert Baratheon's like right-hand man sort of guy, right?
Bruce Bolton, he's the guy who betrayed Robb Stark.
So I'd kill him.
Right? Negative emotions. I thought so.
That's fair.
I'd fuck Arya Stark in like a few years, and I'd marry Samwell Tarly for sure.
First question. So, which is your favorite Stark? Stark. Sorry.
Can I choose two?
You can
Sure.
choose two.
Stark and Targaryen.
So you both get a point. There we go. There we go. That's brilliant. Okay.
Really interesting. Okay.
Second question.
Out of all the characters in Game of Thrones, who would you like to see sit on the island?
Jon Snow.
Jon Snow, really?
Good choice.
Okay, so then that begs another question. Have you heard of R plus L equals J? Or even
Oh, yes it does. Yes it does. Yes.
Did you think R plus L equals J is going to happen or no?
I have no idea.
Okay, it's all good. It's
I
all
would
good.
say yes, but that show, like, you know.
It's a little game we call Marry, Kiss, Kill. Reach in there and just grab three.
It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G.
Snoop Dogg.
Okay, Tywin Lannister, Jaime Lannister, and Roose Bolton.
Yeah,
Kill Roose Bolton.
good choice.
Marry Jaime Lannister.
He's reformed.
And I guess then kiss Tywin Lannister.
Yes, it's Tywin.
The first question we have to ask you is, out of the Starks and the Targaryens, or actually out of any of the houses in Game of Thrones, which is your favorite?
The Starks.
The Starks.
Just point for me. There we go.
Which character would you like to see sitting on the Iron Throne? Arya?
Yeah.
Okay, that's an interesting answer.
That's a great choice.
Out of all the houses out there, which is your favorite?
You want to say the Stark?
Just the standard Stark.
That's another point for me today.
Characters in the universe of Game of Thrones. When all is said and done, who would you like to see on the Iron Throne? Who would you like to see rule Westeros?
I think Tyrion's
Tyrion. Okay, a Lannister. Marry, Kiss, Kill.
Oh, you even got the bug.
Hodor.
I don't know who that is.
Samuel, the big guy up north on the wall.
Tywin Lannister.
Yeah.
I think I'd marry Tywin because he's got means. I'd kill Samwell because he's just gonna die soon anyway, isn't he? And then Hodor, that's just a momentary thing, so I don't mind kissing him. 5 years.
What we're doing is we're trying to figure out which is the most popular house in Game of Thrones. I'm kind of team Targaryen. He's going for the Stark. So, out of all the houses, including these two, which is your favorite, personally?
I'm a Tyrell man.
Tyrell. Oh,
Awesome.
I like that. Okay.
There we go.
Then which character would you like to see sitting on the Iron Throne?
I think Tyrion's a pretty good choice.
One more time, but between the Starks and the Targaryens, which house do you prefer?
I'm gonna say Targaryens.
Yes.
Oh, 1 point for him. Damn it.
Okay. The last question of
Well, actually,
What?
you know what though? From the Starks that are still living
Yeah.
at this point in the series, maybe the Starks.
Yes. So that would be, I guess, 1 point for both of us. Yeah. Let's say it would be like that. Let's introduce the game.
Yeah, last question's a little game we have called Marry, Kiss, Kill. You pick
Theon Greyjoy, Cersei Lannister, and Roose Bolton.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Kill or Theon. Kiss Cersei Lannister and marry Roose Bolton.
Alright, so out of all the houses, I guess, in Game of Thrones, which is your personal favorite? It could be any of them. Starks.
Another point for me. Thank you very much. It's a splendid day.
Second question is, when all is said and done, who would you like to see sitting on the Iron Throne? Tyrion, okay.
Everybody's choosing Tyrion today.
It's Tyrion's popular choice. Okay, and our last little question or game we have here is Marry, Kiss, Kill. The Wildling Woman, Asha. Daenerys. Arya Stark. Awesome, okay. Marry Daenerys, good choice, I must say. It's all good.
It's actually, it's too good to be true, actually.
Fair enough. I understand. Alright, so out of all the houses in Game of Thrones, which is your personal favorite?
House Martell.
Martell and the door.
Unfortunately not
Okay,
Starks.
second question. Between the Starks and the Targaryens, which house is your preferred house?
It's gotta be Starks.
Yes! Another point for me. Thank you.
Second question is, when all is said and done, who would you like to see sitting on the Iron Throne?
I guess Daenerys.
Yes, okay.
Right, yeah.
Really? Okay.
Makes sense. It's like a good full circle kind of thing, right?
So your team Stark, but you go for Daenerys. Okay, well.
Daenerys, Theon.
Roose Bolton, okay. Roose Bolton,
Okay,
Daenerys,
well,
and
Daenerys, I'd marry her. Yeah.
Good answer.
I'd kill Theon because, like, I mean, he's just gotta be. But kissing Roose Bolton by elimination.
Right now. 5 seconds. Say it right now.
Say it again.
No, don't say it then.
Say it.
Turn on the camera.
Goddess.
You like Daenerys, your team Targaryen?
And Danny. Yeah,
Thank you.
Turn off the
Daenerys,
camera.
you are-
Daenerys Targaryen.
You like the Targaryens better than the Starks, right?
Of course.
Thank you very much.
Although
How about your friend? Yeah, okay.
Starks are very.
Of course they're very
Team Danny,
attractive.
though. Still Team Danny.